What's up guys, JV2017 here, and today I am continuing my Fallout 4 pre-release content. And Bethesda announced this morning that Fallout 4 has officially gone gold, which means the game is ready on time and they are printing discs that we will have in our hands in just 17 days. It's so close and the hype just continues to build. So just a quick reminder guys, this is your #1 hub for Fallout 4 content here on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned on my channel now and when the game comes out on November 10th. Today we are focusing on the perception category of special stats and what are the benefits of putting our points into this category, as well as the kind of perks that will be available under perception. We're going to go through and analyze these perks one by one, and if you're unfamiliar with special stats and the perk system, I recommend that you click on the thumbnail and watch my character system video from a few days ago. It gives you a nice overview of what you can expect when making a character in Fallout 4. Let's talk about the inherent advantages that we get by putting points into the perception stat. So the game really describes this as an environmental awareness and a sixth sense. So it directly affects three different things. It directly affects your weapon accuracy in VATS, it affects your lockpicking ability, and also your ability to steal items. And of course, your stat can range from 1 to 10 within the special system. And clearly this is a really important category that affects combat. It affects your ability to get into valuable areas, which I know is just so awesome to find a lockpick and be able to actually get into it. And so that's really valuable in my opinion. And also your ability to steal things that you could actually probably use for crafting. As we figured out in my last video with weapon crafting, literally everything in the world has a purpose for crafting. So if you see like that one thing that you really need and you have high perception, you'll have a better chance of being able to steal that item without being caught. Moving on to perks, all of the perception perks basically relate to this awareness kind of idea of your environment, of your surroundings. And of course they relate to lockpicking, stealing things, and also your VATS ability. So we're going to go through all of the perks one by one, and I'm going to actually give them a designation. I'm going to say if they're confirmed, if they're most likely going to be in the game as I describe them, or if they're pure speculation. And link in the description below to where I'm getting these designations. I'm actually using a site as a source as well as other sites to pull everything together for this video. But please offer your own analysis if you think I missed something or if you have a better idea for a perk in the comment section below. Starting us off with the Perception 1 requirement is Pickpocket, and that is complete speculation. We don't know if that's the actual name of this perk, and there's no official description for it either, but we can tell by looking at the picture here that the Vault Boy is basically kind of messing with a lock and also stealing something from someone at the same time. So we can kind of assume that it's related to our ability to pick some basic locks and also maybe steal small items from people. It could be one or the other here, but I feel like there's something else going on. There's two kind of things going on here. We're not sure how many ranks are in this perk, but we can basically assume it has to do with lockpicking and pickpocketing, or one or the other. Next, at the Perception 2 requirement, we have Rifleman, and this is a 100% confirmed perk. We saw in the character system video on Todd Howard's character. He had this perk active, and the official description for this perk is keep your distance long and your kill count high. Attacks with non-automatic rifles do 20% more damage, and there are 5 ranks available for this, so we can kind of assume that they're going to jump by 20% per rank, or it could go off on some other tangent that we don't know about. So obviously non-automatic rifles, these are anything that's not fully automatic, so that's going to be kind of your repeater rifles. If you remember Lincoln's repeater, kind of guns like that. I would like to see another Lincoln's repeater type of gun in Fallout 4. You know, your bolt action kind of rifles. That's what we're going to be looking at here with Rifleman. At 3 Perception, we have the Awareness perk, and this is a confirmed perk. However, there's no official description available at the moment, and there are a few theories on what this perk is going to do. The first one is kind of that it will display details and resistances about your enemies while you're aiming at them in VATS, and we saw a key example of this in kind of the combat montage that Bethesda put together with, I believe it's Atom Bomb Baby is the music in the background. I'm loving the music so far, by the way. And so that's one of the theories on what this could do, and I think that's the most sound one. Another one that I actually found, another speculation, is that this perk will slow down time even more for you while you're in VATS. So if you didn't know already, in Fallout 4, time does not stop when you go into VATS, it just slows down. So people are thinking, hey, maybe awareness will slow it down even more. I haven't seen seen any proof for that, but of course we'll have to see when the game comes out. I'm thinking it's more along the lines of displaying enemy details and resistances, which will be really helpful in combat situations. Next, at the Perception 4 requirement, we have lockpicking, and this is a speculation perk. It's probably lockpicking, it may be called something else, but there's no official description. However, we can very plainly tell that this has something to do with lockpicking. So we can assume that it improves our lockpicking ability, and also I've seen a speculation that it could increase bobby pin strength. So for example, in previous Fallout games, if you'd be using your bobby pin to open up a locked door, it would break after a certain amount of times. Maybe as you upgrade lockpicking and get more ranks in this perk, it'll increase the strength of your bobby pins. They won't be able to bend or break as easily. That sounds like a pretty good idea to me, but it's pure speculation at this point. At 5 Perception, we have Demolition Expert, and this is designated as a likely perk. It's likely to be in the game. It obviously looks like our Vault Boy is using TNT, and that's pretty much been the designation for Demolition Expert, or kind of, explosives in general in previous games. So there's no official description for this perk. However, we can pretty much assume that it increases our explosive damage. There's nothing crazy going on here. We don't know anything about ranks, but of course, ranks would probably have something to do with increasing that explosive damage upgrade more and more. And it seems like Perception's always had to do with explosives. So this makes sense. This is not out of left field, so to speak. We kind of expect for an explosives kind of perk to be in Perception. Next is Friend of the Night, and this is the Perception 6 requirement perk. This is complete speculation at this point. There's no official description. However, I remember Friend of the Night, at least that phrase from a previous Fallout game. I can't exactly point to what it was, but the idea here is that it could improve your visibility at nighttime and inside dark areas. And this actually may be a lot more useful than it seems, because Fallout 4 has a new lighting engine. We're going to have a lot more true darkness in the game. It's not going to be like you can just turn up, you probably can still turn up your brightness in the settings if you want to play it like that, but if not, Friend of the Night may be useful, and it may have other kind of ranks that will modify it even more. At Perception 7, we have Sensory, and this is probably the most speculative perk in the Perception category. There's no description available, and it's so hard to judge from the picture on what this is. We've never had a picture like this before on a perk, so we have no idea. And so my kind of idea is that you could use radiation to your advantage somehow in order to enhance your perception abilities. And I know that's very vague, not specific. Honestly, that's the best thing I can come up with. I don't know anything about this perk. Please leave your suggestions in the comments. The Perception 8 requirement is Sniper, and this is a likely perk. We've seen Sniper before in previous Fallout games. There's no official description at the moment. We can kind of assume that it improves accuracy with all ranged weapons while in VATS, and that makes a lot of sense. Maybe consequential ranks will increase your headshot damage or something along those lines, because we know that's what sniping's all about. But we'll just have to see how it is in the game, but this is no surprise, this is Sniper. At Perception 9 is FMJ, and that name is actually my own personal speculation. This is complete speculation. There's no official description available for this, but this is my own kind of guess description on what this could be. And I think this perk will allow you to have your bullets travel through thin objects like wood or maybe very thin drywall in order to damage enemies while in VATS. And that's, again, my complete guess. Why is it called FMJ? That's Full Metal Jacket. It reminds me of Call of Duty. I know that sounds terrible, but Call of Duty, if you had FMJ on, you could, hit people through walls with your snipers. So that's what I'm thinking this perk is going to do. It may not be called, probably will not be called FMJ, but that's the best kind of name I can give to it right now. It could be something completely else different. You could see people through walls. I've seen that suggestion, but we'll just have to see. At the Perception 10 requirement, we have Concentrated Fire, and this is a likely perk because I believe we've seen this in previous games. It was very, very helpful when you wanted to just target the head just over and over and try to, get a headshot, shoot their head off, essentially. So there's no official description available for this perk yet, but we can assume from what it used to do that it either improves your accuracy or maybe even your damage when targeting the same body part in VATS over and over. So if you're going to target somebody, let's say you have full action points, you target their head 3 times, Concentrated Fire is going to help you out big time. And as we know, the 10th perk in each category is going to be kind of the marquee perk for that category. So we should expect that Concentrated Fire is very, very good in Fallout 4. So, if you're a big VATS person and Perception is the way you want to go, then all the power to you. You really should go after Concentrated Fire because it looks like a very good perk. Alright guys, today we focused on the perception category of special stats in Fallout 4. Next time we will cover more Fallout 4 information here on my channel, so stay tuned for all of my pre-release content, and remember that this is your #1 hub for all Fallout 4 content on YouTube. So if you have any ideas for something you would like me to cover that I haven't touched on yet, be sure to leave it in the comments section below. If you learned something new from this video, remember to hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more Fallout 4 on my channel now and when the game comes out on November 10th. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.